Today we are going to talk about how to use punctuation marks in Mandarin. So basically, they are the same as the English ones, but there's still some difference and some unique ones that you might not see in English. You can look at this comparison table. You can see many of them are alike, both look alike and the uses. But why are they important? So you see in ancient times, Chinese people write without the punctuation marks. But people still need to find out where to stop in a sentence or where the sentence ends. Actually, there's idiom, 不识句读. This idiom is now used on people that is illiterate, means they cannot read or write. But in ancient times, this actually means a person who cannot identify where the stops in a sentence. And those later two characters, 句读, now actually can be translated as the period and the comma. So it is important in Chinese language. It literally can mean that if you don't know how to use these punctuation marks, you are close to don't know how to write. So the punctuation marks is called 标点符号 in Mandarin. It actually can be divided into two categories, 标号 and 点号. And they came together, they called 标点符号. And generally speaking, we just call all those punctuation marks 标点. And today I'm going to introduce some most commonly used and mostly 点号. So let's get started. First, the most commonly used is of course period and comma. They are the same uses as in English, but little difference in the writing. In English, the period is a dot, but in Mandarin, it's a small circle. The period is used to end a sentence, and the comma is to separate. But there's still one thing that's different. When you make a list in English, like your shopping list, you buy apple, bananas, orange, grapes, you use this comma, right? But in Mandarin, there is a special Chinese comma, just specifically used in this list type of situation. It looks like a longer dot, and remember, it is specifically used in this list type of situation. So the next, again, is the same uses as in English, the question marks and the exclamation mark. The question mark is used at the end of a question. The exclamation mark is used to emphasize the emotion, strong emotions. When it's used after a sound character, then it means the sound is really loud. And the same as semicolon and a column. They are still the same uses, and they even looks the same, just like question marks. Next up, the quotation mark. Well, this can be a little bit complicated. Although it carries the same uses as the English ones, the quotation mark is used for quoting speeches or text, somebody is saying something, or just used to emphasize something or show something has a unique meaning. Like when you want to use a word sarcastically, then you will put quote, right? It's the same. And also different variations, like you have double and single. So if you write the quotation mark inside a quotation mark, then a double became a single, just to differentiate, not to confuse. And quotation marks are usually teamed up with a column to write a dialogue. That's the most common used way to write dialogues in Mandarin. And actually there are three ways to write dialogues, to write conversations with this quotation mark. Let's see a list. The first is team up with a column where you put the person who is saying the sentence at first, and a column and upper quotation and a quotation, and you put the whole sentence including the period inside of the quotation mark. The second way is to move the quotation mark in front of somebody who's saying this sentence. Okay, And the third way is to divide it one sentence up and add the person who said this in the middle. You can see the difference, how we use different punctuation marks in these type of situations. We put the whole sentence, including the punctuation marks, inside. But when you are not writing like just for somebody says something, you just quote from somewhere. You just put the sentence in and move the period out. Then next, also the same uses, but different on how you write it, is ellipsis, the sixth dot. Okay, so you may look like that's the same, but in English you write under sixth dot, but in Mandarin you write in the middle. Next, parenthesis and the dash. 括号 is used to add additional information or explanation, and the long dash, also 破折号, is to mark twist, further explanation, or stretch the length of your voice, of just the meaning or something, and to insert something. And there's a unique uses of the dash, long dash. We're using two in a row like this. Actually the same use as the 括号. And finally, some unique marks in Mandarin. The mark for books. When you're writing the name of a book or name of a movie or play, you will see this mark to frame the title. And the same as the quotation mark, if you write a book's title inside a book's title, like the study of the old man the sea, then the inside will not be double, will be single one, just to differentiate. And that's all for today's video. So if you want some help from a native on your Mandarin learning journey, you can book a call with me through the link in the description. And if you have any questions, you can just comment down below and I will help you to solve them. And that's all for today, and I will see you in the next.